discussing about how to communicate between threads. So what is inter-thread communication? Inter-thread communication or cooperation is all about the allowing synchronized threads to communicate with each other. Inter-thread communication is also known as cooperation, in which the programmer allows the synchronized threads to communicate with each other. Cooperation or inter-thread communication is a mechanism in which a thread is paused running in its critical section and another thread is allowed to enter in the same critical section to be executed. It is implemented by following methods of object class. The first method is wait, second is notify, and the third one is notify all. Let's discuss about the methods of object class in detail. First one is wait method. It causes the current thread to release the lock and wait until either another thread invokes the notify method or the notify all method for the object, or a specified amount of time has elapsed. If the specified amount of time has elapsed, or if the current thread release the lock and wait until another thread invokes the notify method or the notify all method for the object, this wait method is executed. The second one is notify method. It wakes up a single thread that is waiting on this object's monitor. If any threads are waiting on this object, one of them is chosen to be awakened. The choice is arbitrary and occurs at the discretion of the implementation, and its syntax are public final void notify. Next one is notify all method. It wakes up all threads that are waiting on this object monitor, and its syntax is public final void notify all. Let's understand the process of inter-thread communication. The first thing is thread enters to acquire lock. Here, thread is enter to acquire the lock in Java in multi-threading. And then after the entry thread, the lock is acquired by on thread. And here is the owner and lock is acquired through the owner. And then now thread goes to the waiting state if you call wait method on the object. If we call the wait method here, then this acquired thread will go on the waiting state. Otherwise, it releases the lock and exits. If we call notify or notify all method here, the thread moves to the notified state, that is runnable state. And now thread is available to acquire lock after the fifth position is thread is available to acquire lock. And after the sixth completion of the whole task, thread release the lock and exits the monitor state of the object. Let's see the code how we can implement the interconnection in thread. Test intercommunication. First of all, we create a class customer, and inside the class customer, we take an instance variable int amount which is equals to 10,000. And then we create a synchronized method that name is withdraw, and it takes amount as a parameter. And inside the withdraw, we use first of all going to withdraw message. And after that, we check that if this dot amount is less than amount. This dot amount means the current amount, that is int amount, the class amount, and the int amount is whatever we are providing to the in the withdraw method. Then it will check if this dot amount is less than amount. If it is less than amount, then it will print less balance waiting for deposit. If it is not that, after that it will check try. Inside try we put wait option to wait for a minute, for a while, that if the amount is less than that amount, then we will have to wait. And then if something happens, then exception E will be cached. After that, this dot amount equals to amount. This dot amount equals to minus amount, which means that this dot amount minus is equals to this dot amount minus amount. And then system.out.println print that withdraw completed, and then close the withdraw method. After that, we again used a create a method, that is synchronize void deposit. In this, we can again take parameter as an amount, and then first of all we print going to deposit, and then add the amount in this dot amount, and then prints deposited completely. And if it is deposit completed, then we must notify it with the help of notify keyword, and then close this method and close the class. And again we create a test intercommunication for testing that code. Then we first of all we create public static void main string args, and inside it we create the object of that customer class, that is final customer C is equals to new customer. And inside that we must create a new thread, and then we create the call the public void run method, and in this we put call the c dot withdraw amount, and then we call the 15,000 as a parameter, and then start the thread. Again we create a new thread, and in which we can again call the method, that is public void run, and in which we call the deposit method, and in deposit we deposit the 10,000 rupees and then start the thread. So let's save it and see what happens. We are already in our file location. So just write Zavak test intercommunication.java, and hence it compiles successfully. Let's execute it with the help of Java test intercommunication. See, it will compile and execute successfully. First of all, it will print going to withdraw, and then that is 10,000 will be deposit here, and then it is the less balance, then waiting for deposit, and then going to deposit, and then deposit completed, and then withdraw completed. First of all it deposit, and then withdraw it's completed. So in this way there are intercommunication between threads, that is first thread will communicate whether the thing is less than the withdraw amount or not, and then we deposit it, and again we withdraw it. So in this way the thread communicates with each other in Java. Thank you.